4.5 is on questions with whose, or questions with the word whose. The word whose and a noun asks a question about ownership or relationship. Let's look at the examples. Whose dress did the bride borrow? Here is the word whose, and here is the noun, whose and a noun. Whose dress did the bride borrow? Answer: she, the bride, borrowed her sister's dress. Whose flowers are those? They are flowers, the bride's flowers. Whose last name will the bride use? She will use her husband's last name. In each of these examples, notice there is the word whose and a noun, and that shows ownership or relationship. Whose dress? Ownership. Whose flowers? Ownership. Whose last name will the bride use? Relationship. Don't confuse whose with whose. These words are pronounced the same way. They sound exactly the same. Whose, whose. But WHO''S means who is. Who's that? Who is that? That's the wedding planner. Whose mother is that? That's the bride's mother. So in this case, whose shows relationship. Whose mother? Okay, for exercise 8, write a question with whose. The answer is given. For number 1, the example that's done for you, the answer is, they're the bride's flowers. What is the question? Whose flowers are these? You could have also written, whose flowers are those? They're the bride's flowers. Or, whose flowers are these? They're the bride's flowers. For number 2, that's my father's car. What's the question? Whose car is that? Because it starts with that. Whose car is that? That's my father's car.